Tucked away between Westcliff and the Spanish Peaks is a quaint little sanctuary called Mission Wolf. We spoke to Kent Weber, the co-founder of the sanctuary, for a brief history on the facilities.
I have a value. I grew up in the woods. I really don't like animals in cages. I don't think anybody does, but humans are also very fascinated by animals. And where animals have been destroyed the most and they're endangered or actually extinct, people now want to work to get them back. And where areas where wild animals still live, people seem to not appreciate it and they're still too busy killing it for fun or for money, and they don't recognize the consequences. So I came across a wolf in a cage. I think I have just as much affinity with bears as I do wolves or mountain lions. I like predators, not afraid of them, but to have one in your house just seemed disgusting. And so once we got this wolf, that's when I learned everybody I met had something to say about it. And it was either horrid fear, kill them, the only good wolf's a dead wolf, how long before it attacks you? And if people weren't afraid of the wolf, then they were a little kind of like, oh my God, they're beautiful, they're big, they're the symbol of the wilderness. Oh, I'd like to buy one. To keep a wolf that's designed to live in 40,000 acres happy in a cage, it's like telling a person to be happy in a prison cell. It just seemed futile. We decided to get the wolves away from one thing as far as possible, and that was people. And the next thing we saw is if you're a wolf in a cage, well, you ought to have a big cage. And when we did that, we found that the animals weren't so stressed. They actually relished on meeting people. And being way out in the woods is kind of boring. So when visitors would show up, the wolves would actually get excited. Oh my gosh, there's somebody here. Well, that made the people excited. And the next thing I knew, I was trying to build a house and live sustainably. And every hour somebody was driving up my driveway going, hey, can I see the wolf? Hey, can I see the wolf? And then people started showing up, hey, I got a wolf as a pet, tore up the house, I don't want it. Here, take this wolf. And then somebody's like, I used a wolf in a movie, and the movie's finished, and I don't want the wolf. And then somebody had a zoo, and the zoo went bankrupt, and they didn't have homes for the wolves. And the next thing I knew, I had 52 of these animals. And you can't save the world. You know, 52 wolves is 2,000 pounds of raw meat a week just to feed 52 wolves. It broke the bank, it broke the back, and that's when we're like, all right, this is mission impossible. And that's where the term Mission Wolf came from.
Austin Hoffman, the education coordinator, took some time to speak with us as well.
So we've got 32 resident wolves and wolf dogs currently, and they come from all over the United States. I believe we have a couple that were bred in Canada at least. But most of them, well, I wouldn't say most of them, a lot of them were kept as pets. That's one of our biggest educational points here is that wolves, unless in very, very special circumstances, don't make good pets because they're wild animals. So they're really unruly, really difficult to keep contained. So they'll escape from their owners' homes. They become strays. They get run over on the street. They get shot because people are scared of them and they think that wolves are really aggressive. They get picked up by animal control and they get euthanized. So that would have certainly been the fate of a lot of our animals. Of course, there's the big misconception that wolves are these bloodthirsty killers that rampantly, destroy herds of deer and will eat your grandmother and steal your baby out of its crib and stuff like that. None of which is founded in any fact. Our ultimate goal is to render places like Mission Wolf obsolete. As happy as the wolves are here and as much as we love them, we don't want to see any more wolves living in captivity. That's not what nature intended.
We also got the viewpoint from Elisa Bizzotti on what it's like to volunteer at the facilities.
My experience has been great. I've done a little bit of everything and I've learned a lot. Kent likes to say that the first week, if you don't scare the wolves, you can stay. Everybody who comes here is doing it for the wolves. We all have that common goal to be here and help the wolves.
More information can be found at missionwolf.org.